welcome to my channel. I'm Shanna and we're going to make a couple cards today. Actually, we're going to finish out my Christmas version of Kendra's Card Challenge 11. I've just got 14 and 15 left to make, and so for 14, these three pieces here are going to be our inspiration pieces for our Christmas card. So we'll just begin pulling everything together, and I see my score buddy is on the floor, pardon me. Just want to grab that real quick and pull in my card base, and we'll just get started assembling this card. So this one is going to be a top opening card, and I'm going to grab I'm choosing this white and gold patterned paper to go along with this, because this stripe paper has actually got a gold stripe in it, so I'm going to kind of highlight that gold. So I'm just going to get some glue on this panel and get it laid down, and we'll just start building our card. Alright, so I just square it up and just lay it down in there and line that baby up, get it laid down. Alright, I like that. I like that patterned paper. I think that looks really nice. So next we have to bring in our next layer. Now I don't want to lose this little piece here because that is part of the design. And this was the piece, but I need a backer piece for it. So I've got this piece, and it's 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to cover the whole length of it. And these are actually going to get layered up. And I think what I'll do is I'll actually lay my patterned paper on there before I actually lay it down on my card base. So we'll just do that. And just try and line that up so I can square it up real well. And then try and get a good, nice edge on that. Hopefully my head's not, I don't think I'm getting in the way there. Gotta get that lined up. Okay. And then this piece is actually going to lay on our patterned paper like that, or on our card base like that. So we'll go ahead and add some glue to the back of it. And I'm keeping these Christmas cards fairly flat because most of mine get mailed. I do take you know, several into the church, and we have like a little area where people can drop off their cards for people in the church, and then they'll disperse them so that we don't have to mail those. So that's nice. It does save on some postage, but I will be mailing several of those out. So for this piece, it's actually to be layered as well. First of all, this piece looks like it's 2 3/4 square, and this one is 3 inches square. So we'll just get it on there, and just bringing in some more of the gold. So this next week, I need to be getting organized and try and get as many videos made in advance as I can this coming week, because then the following week is Vacation Bible School, and I will be busy every night with that, so I will not have an opportunity to make cards. I'm trying to think, was it supposed to be like this and then like this, I think is how I was, yeah, okay. So I think that'll work. I'm going to go ahead and get this one laid down. So I don't know if I have a gap in videos. It's because I've gotten quite busy. I'll have the kids throughout the week, and then, well, this next week, but then that following week I'll have the kids throughout the week, and then in the evenings, we have our Bible school in the evenings. So that's when we'll have it. Now, when I went to Bible school as a kid, we went during the day. And I remember I actually went to the church, to Bible school, to the church that I go to now. And it was actually in my neighborhood of where I grew up as a child. And we would walk with the neighbor kids to VBS. So it's a memory that I have as a kid. And like I said, I'm actually in the same church. So it's kind of fun. So I'll need to get as many of my videos out as I can. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Actually, I'm going to build a wreath. Should I build that wreath on here? No, I'm going to go ahead and lay it down and get it in the angle that I'm supposed to have it. And then I'll build my wreath on there. And I'm hoping that my wreath actually fits on there. I don't know that I measured it, but I think it's supposed to go kind of like that, kind of wonky looking, like that. And then I've die cut these out. I will tell you I'm using Santa's Fireplace for the wreath and the cinnamon, that die set. And I don't know if they still have it or not. I need to put this aside. I was toying with putting that on there, and then I decided to go with the wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and build my wreath at this time and get it on there. So I just took some gold paper, and because I wanted to kind of bring that gold back into my design. I'm just going to build a wreath, and it's been a minute, well, it's been a year since I've worked with this particular set. And I'm laying this down, and I probably should kind of decide what that's going to look like. Oh, I was going to say I'm missing a piece, but I see it. It's wandering around on my desk. I think we're going to kind of do it like that and do a little bit of overlapping. And let's see. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to kind of overlap it. Now this is so you can put a wreath over Santa's Fireplace if you want to do it with a die set, but you know, you can just use your dies for just all kinds of things, so you can get creative. This actually has another piece that goes with it for the mantle of the bottom of the mantle of the fireplace die. But I just cut it out of itself, and I think it'll make a nice sentiment for this. I was looking up to see how long we are in the video. I'm just trying to be conscious of your time and try to keep my videos a little bit more reasonable in their time frame. That's why this time I decided just to do, on the last half of this challenge, just to do 2 cards at a time, because you can kind of get through 2 of them quicker than you certainly can 3 or even more. So I'm just trying to make my videos a little shorter so that they don't take up as much time. Hopefully you like that. I don't know. I don't get any feedback. I periodically will ask a question and try to get some feedback but I generally I don't get a lot of feedback. So that's my wreath, and I'm just going to bring this in and kind of press down. It might not be exactly centered, but I think it'll be all right. Now, I'm not sure. I cut out of I had some other of this paper, and I cut that darker green out because I was thinking about bringing in red, and then I thought, well, I could bring in some more green and just kind of emphasize that green. So and if I feel like it, I've got some little red dots that I had cut out for another card. Actually, I just die cut a whole bunch of stuff out, and I could bring them in to add some red to it. And I think I will, because I feel like it's going to need it. I'm just getting these, trying to eyeball these and see where I want them. I feel like I'm going to move that one a little bit. How does that look? I think I could go ahead and use them all. I'll just move this over a little bit, move that, and then use the last one. Is that too much? Yeah, I feel like that's probably one too many. Let's spread these out a little bit. just going to get them laid down. Maybe. If you like intricate pieces, this is one of them, these little tiny, and I'm going to bring in some real tiny centers too. So if you like that kind of thing, this is your die set. I should have checked to see if it's still available. I know they were running it like on a special, so they might have finally ran out of it. I don't know, but I should check and see if it's still available. I'm, like I said in an earlier video, I am using what I have because I haven't gotten any new Christmas stuff in yet. I know I've got some stuff coming with Spellbinders, but I haven't got it yet, so I'm looking forward to that. I think this is going to look nice. I heard when you saw me looking up, I heard the back door slam, so I don't know. Somebody's coming or going. Did I get that one glued down? I don't think I did. I don't think there's any glue on that, is there? Something's wanting to make it stick. Okay. So those, I think, kind of just, it blends in. I wanted to bring in the green, but it does blend in. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see I've got these little red centers in here. And so I think I'm just going to put a little dot of glue on there and get my red dots laid in the center. And hopefully that'll help it to kind of pop. Got a little bit too much glue on that first one. Should dry clear. This is barely art glue, so it should dry clear. Try and get them picked up in the right. There's actually a front and a back side to it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of these. Try and put just a little bit of glue on there. I was thinking that I was gonna need some little bits and pieces for some of the different stuff, so I just die cut out a whole bunch of stuff. In fact, I also actually forgot about it because I was like, oh, I need a sentiment, and I forgot that I had all these sentiments in here too that I could have used. But if I don't like the one that I cut out there from the set, I can look at these too, but I think I'm gonna like it. I think that's cute. I think that's real cute. And then I think this is one I've got to put something behind it, and I'm thinking I've got some scraps from stuff that I've been working with here. I'm thinking this will be where you bring the red back in. So I got some strips. I just threw them into this extra envelope. Just some strips of stuff that I could use for this. I'm trying to decide what the red. I think this red would be a better fit for it. Yeah, and I'm going to have to go in that direction. Whoops, can I get it long enough? Yeah, I'm going to have to actually go crossways in it to get it long enough for this piece. But this is just a scrap piece, so I don't mind that at all. So, just get this, and I'm going to lay it down corner to corner so that we can get all of our letters covered. I think that'll work. So now I'm just going to take my scissors, snip that off. I like working from my scraps whenever I can. Just use them up. Save your money. And I think this will just kind of bring in that little strip of red that's on the stripe. Make sure I get it all cut off. It looks like I got a tiny little hairline piece there. There. That'll work. And then I was planning on putting it down here. I think it actually had this card sketch actually calls for a strip. And so I think I'm going to run a strip of gold across there, and then I'll lay this black on top of it. So, I wonder what that, I actually might, I like that. No, I'm just going to do what I was thinking I was going to do. Sometimes I just change my mind on the fly. get a different idea and think, oh, I should run with this. So I'm just going to sit this down. Now I said these are my last two, and I'm going to start, I mentioned in my last video that May, the video that she did with the Christmas cards. I think I'm going to start in on those next, and just work through those the rest of July. And I'm going to be so happy come winter that I'm going to have a lot of these done, because man, last year I was really busting it trying to get my cards done, and every free moment I was cranking out some cards. So this is a little different color. Oh, I forgot. I have this banner that needs to go on there. And it was supposed to go up there, but I think since I forgot, I'm going to just put it down here. I almost forgot about that piece. I'm glad I looked over and saw it. I'm just cutting my banner in there. And, oh, it's a small piece. Hopefully I can get my fingers where I need them to go so I can cut that. Okay. And then I think, let's see. It was supposed to go in this corner. I think I'm just going to put it right. I think I'm just going to put it right down here like this. That's what I'm going to do. You got to go where you got space. I wasn't even thinking about that. I didn't have the card. If I'd had the card design in front of me, I would have thought of that, but I don't. Didn't pull it up. So I've got that on there. And then I think, oh yeah, this one actually called for 3 little embellishments to go up in this corner right here. But I'm not going to put them there because I want to use these because they kind of match the pattern paper. And so I think I'm going to put them, I'm not going to put them, I was thinking I was going to put them up there. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go from largest to smallest. This one, yeah, I thought maybe it lost its backing, but it hasn't. And then I've got this one. Oh, I'm going to have some glue on that one. Let's see if I can get that down there where I want it. Okay, so this is my card. I think it turned out all right. It's maybe not one of my favorite ones, but I think it did turn out all right. Got a little bit of glue on there. I almost feel like it needs something there, but I think there's enough. Was there a bow with this? I feel like there might have been a bow with this design. If there is, I'm just looking through here. I don't know why I thought there might be a bow for that wreath, but I'm not seeing it. I've got candlesticks and I've got fire and I've got logs, but I don't have a bow with that, and I don't think I have a bow with any other die set. So all right, we'll just leave that alone then. So we'll call this card finished, and we're going to move right on to 15, and then we'll get our cards done. Okay, so moving right into our next card. These are the 3 pieces of pattern paper that we're to use for it. We've got the buffalo check, the trees, and then the stripe. And this is going to be a quick card. I'm going to move through it rather quickly because we spent quite a bit of time on that first card. So I'm just going to bring in my card base, side folding like that. And I've got, again, another black panel, checking my size, yep. And we're just going to get it laid down. I'll use my tape runner if I find it on my desk. I know it was here somewhere. And I don't need my Score Buddy because this panel is not A2 size. It's actually smaller than that. It is 4 by 5 1/4 is what it is. So, okay. I always try to look at my paper and make sure I get the right side up, because you can, from when I cut it, I can always tell the direction of the cut, and so I want to get it laid to where it looks nice. And then just try to get this laid down with a nice edge around it. Square it off as much as I can. Okay, that's pretty close. And then this is, I wanted to bring in for another layer an embossed panel. And this looks like it's 3 1/4 by 5. Might be a little bit stretched because I embossed it. And I'm just going to bring in some foam tape and pop this up. I always like to pop up my embossed panels just because I think embossing has a tendency to weaken the panel a little bit. I don't know if you guys experience that. Even, you know, like on my hammer mill paper, it seems like it does. So I like to just put some foam strips behind it. And I'm forever trying to get these peeled off. It's kind of looking like it's gonna rain. I was wondering if I'd have enough daylight to do this with just natural light, but it looks like I'm gonna be able to get it done. But it's kind of looking like it could rain out there. So then the next thing is this panel is going to go here, and we're going to line these up on it. Is the next part. So, and then with this, I'm going to kind of get them on here and eyeballed. It looks like I bent my paper a little bit. So get this laid down. I think it's going to go like this, and then I think it's going to be tight. Yeah, it's all the way top to bottom. Okay, so my buffalo plaid is my pattern D, and that's what's supposed to go on top of this. I try not to mix them up. I try to follow, you know, the order of your paper on the challenge. Line that up. Looks good. And this is going to be, oh, that one looks like it's a little bit, my cutting must have been off a little bit. Well, it's going to be what it's going to be because that thing is down there. It will be what it will be. Yeah, it is a little bit off, that one is. Okay. Just get that laid down. And then this is going to lay down on our panel like this. I wish I'd aired on the other side just because it would be less noticeable. I may be using a gold strip or something to cover that up. Let's see. All right, so next, I know what. I've got this sentiment here, and I am going to, or not sentiment, I'm sorry, this tree here that I'm going to lay down. And I forgot that I wanted to bring a red backing to it, and so I need to go to my die cutting machine. I don't think that's big enough. I'm gonna have to go to my die cutting machine and cut this out because I forgot to prep that. So let me see. I've got it right down here. I've got this basket of Christmas stuff that I'm working off of that I just keep tossing on the floor. So I'm going to get that. I think I'll just grab my die cutting machine and just set it down here. I don't know what this looks like on the camera, but we're just going to crank this out real quick. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be, I'm just going to stand up there and, well, you get the drift. This two-screen thing is new to me, so I apologize for moving around and stuff because I'm just trying to figure it all out. Oh my gosh, that came apart. Wow, now that was an adventure. Okay, I'm gonna pick this thing up and move it. That handle actually has come out on me one other time too. It may be time for a new die cutting machine. haven't had it that long. It actually, the handle that you crank it with has popped off before, and I've had to screw it back in too. So I don't know, maybe I should just get an electronic. I really like this one though. I like it for the embossing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting crazy here. I just put all that glue on there and didn't need it. Okay, so it'll dry clear. Just trying to wipe it off with my fingers. Boy, I am making a mess. Okay, I think it's going to be all right. Just kind of blot it off there. I got a little bit flustered when I ripped the handle right off that thing. I don't know. I guess I don't know my own strength. So that was hilarious. Okay, so you've seen me use this Christmas tree in the other cards, but it's just so beautiful. I mean, you have to use it, you know? So if you're tired of me seeing me use all these things, you'll be happy to know that this is the last card and for this set. And I feel like I'm gonna need, maybe not. I was thinking I might need something on there, but I think that's gonna be all right. And then I have this Merry Christmas, and I think I'll put it up there, and that'll just add some interest to that area there. Just lay that down. Now I'm wondering, now this is just random, if I would put 3 little dots there, if it would kind of help cover that up. Maybe it might just draw more interest to it, I don't know. Just trying to look for a way to fix my little boo-boo. I think that'll be all right. I'm okay with that. Just maybe it'll look more intentional since I did that. And then you and I will be the only ones that know that that was a mistake. And then we'll pick this up. The neighbor's dog is barking again. He wants to come inside. I need to let him in. Okay, so there's my card. I think it turned out all right, given the colors that were in the pattern paper. It's a little bit different. That glue is not going to be a problem at all, thank heavens. So I just need to not be so rattled and just let things go. So there we go. There's my card, and we'll recap both cards. Okay, to recap our cards, this was card 14, and we've got our wreath with our banner, our warm wishes, and our little circle embellishments there. And then this was card 15, and we've got our 3 pieces of pattern paper, and again our Christmas tree, which you've seen me do a few times on my videos. I think they turned out nice, and this wraps up my Christmas version of Kinder's Card Challenge 11. I hope you've enjoyed the series, and if you have, consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, I just ask that you might consider subscribing. I am trying to grow my channel, and it's really helpful to me. Thanks, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.